I'm very envious of people like that where they can meet people. I've never been one of those people.
Right.
I get awkward after 3 minutes. Once we get past that, what do you do? Oh, neat. You like chicken? No? Time to go. I mean, and then 3 days later, I send them a Facebook friend request. Does anyone local sell hand-knit/crocheted sweaters to be worn by chickens? Looking for a gift for my mom.
Wait, so her mom's a chicken? Right? I mean her avatar is a cartoon. Maybe she's a chicken-human offspring or hybrid. Well, if I recall correctly, Frank sat at the bachelor party. I talked with Frank quite a bit. I'm a people person, Steve.
Yeah, of course. I know. There's nobody that likes to make friends more than my co-host, Kyle. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
It's the sound of the season right there.
You know, a lot of people love sleigh bells and ho-ho-hos, and Christmas isn't the season until, they hear some holiday tunes. Well, for us, it's the Christmas rap.
Yeah.
By our friend.
I keep thinking that somebody's going to come in and rap, like right on that downbeat. Like right here.
Listen.
Go!
Kevin just creates the beat for somebody more talented to drop than Steve.
He paints the scenery.
Do you think when Kevin goes into the studio to mix down Christmas rap, he just turns his hat on? He just turns it around backward?
Slightly sideways.
And he's now Rap MacLeod? Like
Kevin Rap Cloud. Kevin McRap.
He has to put himself in the correct...
Kevin McRap.
He has to put himself in the right mindset to be able to formulate this beat for a holiday rapper.
Boy, I'll tell you, this is urban.
He's never felt more street than when he created this Christmas rap.
Kevin MacLeod, for those unfamiliar, is a man who somehow makes a living by posting royalty-free and copyright-free music on the internet. So if you watch a how-to video on YouTube, or if you watch a kid streaming video games and it's a song playing in the background, it's probably from Kevin MacLeod. How the guy makes money, no idea.
Well, are you and I the only ones who care anymore about using music? Because we talked about, and we talked extensively last week with about our friends and fellow podcasters, Frank and Eric. Mm-hmm. And they just play a song in every episode.
They do. But a lot of the songs that they play are they're by bands that nobody's ever heard of.
Right.
So,
but even still, just YouTube in general usually has a pretty good robot running behind the scenes there.
Yeah.
That as soon as
checking algorithms and stuff.
Yeah, and I can't imagine the 14-year-old Twitch streamer or person reviewing is following copyright license and laws. Man. You and I are it.
Yeah, we're the last of the honest people in this world.
We're sitting here printing the accreditation on the end on all of our podcast notes.
Yep.
For all of this stupid Kevin MacLeod music that we find.
Yeah.
Every week. But yes, Steve,
it's the holiday season.
Solstice season.
It is Saturday, December 21st, 2019, the year of our Lord. It's the Steve and Kyle podcast. Getting a little bit of a later start today because it was Christmas morning here at the Steve house because we're going to be away for Christmas. We're on Monday morning. We're leaving to fly to New Jersey, back to the motherland.
Sure.
The old country, as I call it.
You've already got... what's your carry-on like for a trip back to Jersey? You've got just loose pasta?
No, it's actually a bag made of pasta.
Oh, good.
I just make one really big ravioli.
Yeah.
and stuff.
But you don't seal the top.
Yeah, we just stuff. We stuff all of our stuff in there, and then we seal the top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then probably a jar of some type of sauce.
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
come on.
Whether it's Alfredo, it doesn't matter. It's got to
be. It's got to be the Sunday sauce, the red sauce. So yeah, we're going back there, and we'd had first flight for Evelyn.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. So we had obviously a bunch of people have sent gifts and stuff for Evelyn for her first Christmas, which has been great. So we've just taken them and put them under the Christmas tree. So we decided, since we won't be here on Christmas, we were gonna dress up in our family pajamas this morning.
Yep.
So Annette had ordered us some matching Christmas PJs.
Welcome to the club,
so
man.
We all had them on.
Daddy-O's!
Yeah. And it was funny, too, because a little while before you got here, I said to Annette, all right, I got to run upstairs and change. And she said, why, do you think Kyle would make fun of you for your Christmas PJs? And I thought, no, I don't think he would at all. I think Kyle would be on board with that.
We have our own set at home, Steve.
There we go.
All right, we've got our matching red and black plaid pajama pants. Very soft.
Oh, yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And we've each got our, I believe they're defined as raglan tops, so they're kind of like those half to three-quarter sleeve shirts with different stuff on those. But yeah, I would have been on board. If you had told me, I would have invited Katie and Reed.
And just worn yours over here?
All worn our PJs. We would have watched you open gifts.
Maybe bring a gift or two so you guys can open them. So we got all of our family gifts opened, and it was nice. It was, granted, Evelyn didn't know she was asleep most of the time.
You just throw a gift on her face and say, "Open this,
open this thing,
quick! Come on, Mom, I'm next. I'm next in the circle, Evelyn. So pick up the pace."
So we got all those open. It was beautiful. It was a fun time. I'm looking forward to Christmas back in New Jersey.
So the whole clan will be there. All the
whole gang,
the nephews, the brother Mike, obviously, sister will be everybody.
Yes,
the whole
everyone
group.
As far as I know, I don't think that.
Now, do you all pile into your mom's house? Is it like one of the opening scene of Christmas Vacation where
kind of
the doorbell rings and she opens, everybody doesn't even say hi, just walk in talking and yelling at each other?
Well, the first test will be on Tuesday night. We're going to my brother's house for Christmas Eve.
Sure.
So it'll be my brother, my sister-in-law Carla, their two boys, my sister, my brother-in-law Brian. They have my niece and my nephew, and then I believe, because Carla, my sister-in-law, has 3 sisters, I believe that 2 of them will be there with their their significant others. I would assume that Carla's parents or Carla's mom, probably Carla's mom, will be there, and it's going to be a zoo. Like my mom,
right? But, my
aunt and uncle alone usually go.
The kids alone is going to make it like 50 decibels louder than you're used to.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this then, Steve.
Yeah.
What is the Steve family tradition, or the thing that has always, that maybe you haven't? Well, you've been Bahamian vacationing the last Christmas and Florida vacationing last year.
Well, Bahamian.
Oh, sorry.
I believe Jamaican vacation.
I didn't mean to insult.
Jamaican me crazy by saying it was a Bahamian vacation.
I didn't mean to insult. Oh, God, I forget. Where was it?
That was Sandals, Jamaica.
Sandals in Jamaica.
Sandals, Jamaica. It's on the northern
the south
coast.
Side. Oh, the
northern coast.
Okay.
We don't talk to the Southsiders. They are scum.
Wow, the Civil War reincarnated there on the sands of Jamaica. What is the Steve family tradition? Between that you guys used to do as kids, you and Mike and your mom.
Well, when we were kids, it was we would go to my grandparents' house on Christmas Eve because they lived like 20 minutes away. We'd open our gifts from them, then drive home and go to bed. Wake up the next day. Sometimes my mom and my dad would make us wait. Like my mom would make breakfast on Christmas morning, and sometimes we would have to wait until after we ate to open gifts, which, like, when you're 7 years old, it's complete torture.
What is the thing? Maybe it's a food item, but is there something that you've been thinking about, knowing this trip's coming, that you're like, man, it's going to be like putting on an old shirt.
Yeah,
it's just going to feel right. Is there anything that stands out to you that you've missed?
Well, for a while, my family did the on Christmas Eve, it's the Feast of the Seven Fishes, which I absolutely hate.
Hang on. What now?
The feast,
this is something I've never...
Okay,
so there's 7 fish that you'd eat?
Feast of the Seven... Yeah, I don't
Could
know
I
if
swap it out for 7 chicken tenders?
The Feast of the Seven Fishes, also known as the Eve, is an Italian-American celebration of Christmas Eve with dishes of fish and other seafood.
So it's just it's fish and other. So you're having.
I don't
crab,
know.
maybe.
I'm assuming that there's some kind of like, oh, it's good luck to eat blah 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 whatever. Well, I am not a seafood person at all, with the exception of like I don't mind crab meat.
Crab meat, like a crab cake type of thing?
Like a crab cake.
Okay.
Like tuna fish, but I don't really consider that.
But you're not seeking out the Star-Kissed at the store and bringing home a little can of tuna to drop on a sandwich.
No, but the one year, since I had complained enough about hating it, somebody threw me a bone and one of the plates was tuna melts. So I was like, cool, I can eat a tuna melt.
No, I'm sorry, I'm going to put that on the poll here quickly. What was it called again? The Feast of the Seven Fishes?
The Feast of the Seven Fishes. And
before we get too far, if you can vote on these polls, as always, at Stephen Kyle, Facebook and Twitter. That's where to find them.
Yeah, so that would be... Now, that's not a tradition I look back on longingly and I miss. I think that there's a chance we might do that this year, though. But I just...
The Feast of the Seven Fishes?
It might happen.
Well, give me then we can't go any further without knowing what this entails.
There could be it's
just random.
It's anything as long there's not a set. At least the way we used to do it, there might be a specific way to do it, but we would it would just be 7 random fish. Like there was swordfish one year, which is good. I do like swordfish. My aunt and uncle, they got like this big ass swordfish. It was awesome. It was that was really good. But it's just like there's been clams and oysters and stuff like that.
Well, and obviously, and I'm assuming your grandparents have passed. So obviously, going to their home on Christmas Eve is obviously bygone.
Right.
But is there so there's nothing like we'll have hot cocoa and watch The Grinch or anything like that. Super seasonal. That you'll see in the old TV commercials. No. Maybe you're looking to start one. Maybe you can. Maybe you bring a little new family tradition this year. So you've got 48 hours less than
to come up with a
tradition. Yeah, to bring over there for Christmas Eve night. Maybe it's a food-related item. Maybe
it would have to be cannoli. Like there's always cannolis on
Christmas Eve cannoli.
So I looked it up. I found the popular dishes for the Feast of the Seven Fishes. One of them, which is the most disgusting thing I've ever smelled and couldn't possibly be good, is the bacala, I think it's cod. So it's like salted cod.
Why not just have you munch on carp?
But then that's put into like either pasta or a salad. It's disgusting. Baked cod, clams casino, codfish balls in tomato sauce.
But that, is
Coryphena, which is dolphin fish. You got your calamari, or as my stupid family calls it, galamad.
There's nothing, by the way. I've only smelled it because I'm with you. I'm not a seafood or a fish.
What about
person.
like shrimp? You do shrimp? No? Not even like a fried shrimp?
And in fairness, I haven't tried it in forever. So that is something that I need to add to.
I bet you'd enjoy adult list. You'd enjoy like a coconut shrimp.
Maybe.
Really
maybe
good.
I should try something like that because I've never had lobster.
We'll get that when we go out for that medium
medium steak.
Yeah. We got to do that. We need to actually do that.
We need to do a medium steak night, and we'll do maybe an appetizer or some shrimp.
Yeah, like a shrimp cocktail.
Well, what do they call that? Surf and turf?
Yeah, a little surf and turf.
A little surf and turf, Steve. Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of shrimp cocktail though. I don't like cold shrimp.
That's no, thank you. That sounds
we'll have
worse
to get
than normal.
Yeah, we'll have to get like a coconut shrimp appetizer.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm not a fish guy. So is cod, like if you order fish at a restaurant, is cod the fish you'll get?
I don't know, man.
Because I'm kind of getting the impression that this Feast of the Seven Fishes is the Christmas equivalent of cranberry sauce. You don't see cranberry sauce ever.
Right.
Thanksgiving, right? That's it. So maybe this is the one time a year they try to dump cod off on everybody The only time I've seen cod is on the Deadliest Catch when they go cod fishing.
And that's what they use as bait.
They bait for lobsters.
Yeah.
Or crabs.
Crabs, yeah.
Sorry, there's a difference.
Boy, there's octopus salad.
Oh, come on.
Yep.
Scungili. That's a sea snail.
So these are all options.
Shrimp cocktail. Yeah, of this entire list, the only thing I would actually eat would be shrimp cocktail, and even that, I'm like, meh, it's fine. And, shrimp?
Huh.
That's about it.
To go back to your idea, though. Now, this is something. Now, you've made. I don't believe you ever did post it. You had some people ask Steve for your brajol recipe.
Oh, I never posted that?
I don't think you ever did. Maybe I don't know. We'd have to go back and check. But I think people were asking for it. Do you have either a family or a Steve cannoli recipe?
No, because the cannolis, we always got them from Gussie.
Yeah,
because my uncle. My uncle is very good friends with a guy who runs a pastry shop in South Philly, a guy named Gussie, and he would go over. And this is one of those places where it's run out of like the bottom floor of a row home in Philadelphia, which a lot of businesses are in that area. But it's like it's the quintessential place where you go there and you stand like the line is around the block. And you stand there with your little ticket just waiting to get there. So since my uncle is such good friends with Gussie, he like sneaks in the back door and then they hand off the cannoli and he always tries to pay him for it. But no, it's Merry Christmas. Just take it. And so he has to like, somehow sneak money to him.
Yeah, slip him, a couple of 20s for these family cannolis. Okay. Yeah. So is Gussie still with us?
Gussie, as far as I know, he is. Yeah. He made the Gussie's big claim to fame maybe like 5 years ago. The Pope was visiting Philadelphia.
Oh, I remember.
And he was doing a mass in Philadelphia, and it was going to be for like 500,000 people or something. Mm-hmm. And Gussie made like hundreds or maybe thousands of cookies with the Pope's picture on them that were going to be like given out at the mass. And there was this big news story that the TV station that was home to none other than Larry Ferrari was out there.
I thought we'd made it through the end of the year.
No. Just wait until next week.
No more Ferrari, and here he is rearing his stupid toupee head.
His stupid rug. As my mom would say.
Jesus.
But yeah, so Gussie got to make the Pope's cookies a couple of years ago.
So I thought initially you were going to say, the Pope went to Gussie's. And I was going to ask, when did a Pope visit start becoming like a politician's visit where they've got to go to all the local haunts, Yeah. And it will happen next year. You'll see whoever the Democratic nominee is, or even before that, out in Pennsylvania, having a Pat's cheesesteak and then walking across the street and having a Geno's.
Yep.
That for sure will happen. So what do we need to do to maybe have you, maybe Brother Mike, because he'll hear this, maybe plan this, so the family doesn't know. You guys sneak out, go to Gussie's. Go get a handful of cannolis for the family and maybe have Christmas Eve cannolis from Gussie's.
Well, I mean, that's going to happen regardless.
Okay.
The cannolis will already be in attendance at Christmas Eve.
Okay.
Unless they're just delayed until Christmas Day, but I can't imagine that. Man, I would love to do brajol. That's the one thing that whenever...
What's it going to take for you to bring me back a cannoli, by the way?
Just ask. That's all I got to do.
You bring me back a cannoli?
Maybe. I'll see if I can...
Strap it in the ravioli carry-on?
Boy, the ones in Boston, they were pretty good.
Yeah.
But... it's at Gussie's cannoli.
Well, you get the impression too. So the cannoli shop we went to in Boston, I forget what it was even called, but it's renowned for being a good cannoli. Mm-hmm. But it's also, and it's the way I kind of feel, and I'm not from the area, but I still feel like, hey, you can go to a lot of bars or taverns and get a cheesesteak, and they call it a Philly cheesesteak, and it's always their rendition of it, right?
Yeah.
So it'll always have additional stuff that when I look at it, I go, no. Then it's not. I appreciate you making your own spin on it, but that's not the same. This cannoli shop had, 80 flavors?
Oh, yeah, something just ridiculous.
Right, and I have a feeling a traditional, good old-fashioned, Italian-made cannoli.
Yeah.
You get, 2 options. You pick That's it. You're not getting, I'll take a s'more, and then I'll take a cookie butter one. No. Gussie's not making a cookie butter cannoli.
No.
Gussie's got his cannoli, and if you don't want it, hit the road.
If anybody wants to know the name of the place, by the way, it's Iskro's Pastries in Philadelphia.
Where you can find Gussie's cannolis.
Yep. Huh? Oh, yeah. Iskro's, I'm not sure what the address is. 1009 Christian Street in Philadelphia. Fantastic.
So the trip back to the motherland, Steve, few days away. The first flight you're taking with baby Evelyn.
Yeah.
5-day jaunt. Now I'm guessing, and it's what every parent does. You're going to overpack.
Yep.
Going to have 8 million items for
most likely.
Even though I'm sure your mom has been. Well, I have this. I have this. I have that. Yeah. You don't
actually,
need to bring this.
I think that the extent of like the diapers and stuff like that we're just going to stuff the diaper bag
as full as you can.
As full as we can.
Yep.
And then because we over the course of we get to the airport around 9:30. By the time we're on the ground in New Jersey, it's about 1. So really, I mean, in theory, we probably need 2 diapers for that amount of time.
Sure.
But yeah, we'll just have a full diaper bag. But yeah, Mom's going to pick up some diapers and wipes. They already got the pack and play there. So Evelyn's got a place to sleep. But that's really all she needs other than food. And we got that. So
easy enough state to be able to travel with.
We booked those flights Evelyn was born September 21st. We booked the flights within probably 2 weeks of her being born. So beginning of October.
Man.
We booked them. And I have been nervous since the minute I hit purchase on the website.
It's just stressful. The actual travel portion is stressful. Now, there's no way around it, Steve, and I wish I had any things to soothe that stress with, but there isn't. And everybody who's done this is nodding their head in agreement right now because there's just so much extra stuff that you're not accustomed to bringing. You travel a lot. What do you bring? Do you just carry on a bag?
Dude, I travel so light, especially for the radio show. If we're doing a fly out Thursday, fly back Friday, I have basically a backpack, and that's my laptop, all of the cables and adapters and stuff that I need for the radio show. And then it's got a decent sized pouch in the back of it where stuff some clothes in, my bathroom essentials.
Yep.
But I mean, like for those trips, I typically I'll bring like clothing wise, I got a pair of socks, a pair of underwear, a shirt,
and some pants.
Typically, I just wear the pants
that
I wear the day that we travel. So it's one less thing to carry.
Yeah.
I travel light. I don't need anything extra. I travel light, and it's great. But this is going to throw me for a complete loop.
I mean, you're talking. I mean, and again, a lot of this stuff is probably there. But stroller, you bring a stroller?
We're not bringing a stroller.
Car seat?
Bringing a car seat.
Car seat and the base, 2 separate items.
Yeah.
Now those travel free, but it's a matter of. You have to go through the check-in process.
Yeah, they're still massive. I got to take them through security, and now they're
going to check, any milk that you bring in bottles or bags.
Right.
That's all going to be. It's all a hassle. There's nothing, but in fairness, that's not like TSA or airlines' fault. There's still protocols and things, and there are some. They try to streamline it as much as possible. I mean, you'll get to port first. I mean,
I don't.
You're welcome.
I'm not gonna say that it's not the TSA because, in my opinion, it is the TSA. There are some glaring loopholes that even anybody with the simplest knowledge of anything can point out and say, "Well, that's a loophole right there."
Yeah,
the whole TSA pre-check process is completely stupid, even though I have it.
Oh yeah,
because all that does is it allows me to expedite my whole security process because I've said to them, I'm not a terrorist.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be an easy way for a would-be terrorist to, maybe skirt the system a bit?
My very own...
Hey, what do I know? I'm just a guy.
My very own mother-in-law traveled to the Cayman Islands recently for a vacation. And on her keychain, she has a shell... from the 21 gun salute at her father's funeral.
Yeah.
Made it all the way down there, no issues. And on the way back, got the full once-over on why she had a bullet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not. At that point,
at that point,
it's empty. There's a key ring through. It's a piece of metal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Had to go in the trash. Couldn't bring it. It made it down there. No, there's no uniformity. So, while it is stressful for parents, the process regarding how they do allow you to fly with the car seat and stuff like that's all free to check in. That is what I mean. Is that's nice to be able to have that peace of mind.
But yeah, I'm still not going to say. Yeah, the TSA is pretty nice for allowing that because...
Right. And that's not even TSA. That's the airline thing we have to allow these.
Yeah, and I think overall the TSA is one of the most mismanaged operations that we have in this country. But we digress. We could do an entire episode on the stupid things that the TSA does.
Sure.
For instance, you have to always take your laptop out of your bag at this airport. Okay, well, I didn't have to at the last airport. Yeah. Well, they should have made you. Well, they never have. I've flown out of there 50 times in the last 2 years. Well, it's just an accident waiting to happen.
Seems silly.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
So you have these big machines that can see through anything except for a bag.
Yep. Wow. Good. So that's coming up this week. Actually, while this episode is just being released, you will be...
I'll be back at home in the motherland.
Gone.
Yeah.
Hundreds of miles away from your home, having already endured the travel, Steve.
Yeah.
So that's...
Yes. Just a side note, there will be the week after Christmas, we're going to have the year in review episode.
Oh boy.
But there were a few that we didn't want to exclude them, but they were longer segments. So we've decided to do 2 year in review episodes. You're going to get one on, I think, Tuesday. I think that's New Year's Eve, right?
Yeah,
Tuesday the 31st.
Tuesday will be New Year's Eve.
And then the one on whatever that Friday is, like the 3rd or something. So both of them will be roughly 90 minutes or so. But yeah, there were two specific segments that combined were an hour. So one will be on one episode, one will be on the other. We just didn't want to not include them.
And there's 10 other segments. So, it turns out, boy, as much as I want this thing to die, we're really funny.
Yeah, we're funny. We're funny for great lengths of time.
I mean, man, oh man. Phew. Hard to keep us down.
Special hello, by the way, if anyone has jumped on to the podcast recently, maybe hear about us on the Frank and Eric podcast. Frank is a long time. I've known Frank for 20 years now, a college friend of mine.
Yep.
And we decided last week we'd do a little podcast listener swap. So hopefully if you like their podcast, you'll like ours too. And likewise for people listening to us that didn't hear us talk about last week, go check them out, frankanderic.com. It's Eric with a K.com. And they're on like Spotify and Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts and all that. So if you do like it, just go over to their social media too. They have a Facebook and a Twitter.
Yep.
Both Frank and Eric. Just let them know that you heard about them on
that is
this
Eric
podcast.
With a K.
Eric with a K.
I was struggling mightily last week when we were talking about the pie. I was searching for it on my phone, searching for it on iTunes, and I kept typing in Frank and Eric with a C.
Yeah.
And in nearly 2020, with the technology we have, it didn't show up as even in like a suggested
Which is crazy.
Title. I couldn't find anything for it. So
I went back and edited that in the podcast from last week when we were doing the outro. And we said, hey, check out Frank and Eric with frankanderic.com. But then I did a editor's note, Eric with a K.
Nice. Because it is Eric with a K. So find it there and give it a listen. I think I've seen we've got a few reviews on our Twitter, people saying they jumped on board and they liked it.
Yeah. So I just listened to one of their most recent ones. I'm probably still 2 or 3 episodes away from being current.
Yeah.
They did a review on, I think, the 1980 something, maybe 70. No, it was like 1977 Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, Pumping Iron. You remember the documentary that was leading up to the Mr. Universe pageant? Is it a pageant? No, it's not a pageant. Mr. Universe competition. Really, really funny episode. And but yeah, check them out. frankanderic.com, Eric with a K.
And again, that is something that we would be definitely interested in doing. If you're a podcast that listens to us right now, let us know.
I talked
to exchange some hits with you.
I talked to Frank yesterday. He said that they want to have us on in the new year, have us on an episode So I'm hoping that they want to do it the way that they typically do, because their podcast is set up where they pick one thing a week, or one thing per episode, whether it's a movie, a song, a TV show, a food, like they did pumpkin spice lattes a year after we did pumpkin spice lattes.
Jump on the board.
But I'm hoping that they have us watch something, and then we can jump on with them and give our thoughts on it.
Yeah, I'd love to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Love to be a part of that. So be sure to check them out again, Frank and Eric.
So what do you got going on? You have any travel coming up for the holidays?
No travel, Steve.
No?
None whatsoever.
Sticking close to home?
Can't wait to not travel.
Keeping the shades drawn, the doors locked.
Yep. Keep away from my house and my family. Don't say hello. Don't drop off anything. I don't even want the mailman nearby.
Nothing. Not even your hero, huh?
Nope, not even. Just leave the packages on the door and get the hell out of Dodge.
All right.
I want to be left alone. Now, you get back, Steve, next week.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have a little podcast family New Year.
That's right. Yeah, we've done that last 2 years, have we?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, last 2 years. So you...
maybe a little game night.
You and Katie bringing the boy?
Going to have to. I mean, we're going to have to. And he's a maniac.
We'll just stick them. We'll stick him and Evelyn just in a room somewhere.
Yeah.
Lock the door. Maybe shove some towels under the door.
Sure.
So once they start screaming, we can't hear them.
Yep. And that's key.
And we'll just be downstairs getting hammered.
Yeah, having a real good time.
Yeah.
That's how you party.
Yeah.
When you're a new parent.
Yeah.
That's how you
give them a couple shots of whiskey to knock them out.
So
Daddy-o!
Now, we didn't get to this last week, Steve, but I needed to interrupt what we were talking about because we never gave the update on your brand new neighbor.
Yeah, I know. So
let's get into it and to very briefly recap, because we do have to. It's not going to be a very short episode, but it's going to be a little on the shorter end, and we still have to get to the Steve and Kyle podcast staff gift exchange here before we depart today.
Yeah, we do. So the
3 weeks ago, I believe I brought it up that I saw someone pulling out of there. I gave the cursory wave. I saw eyeballs. It was not returned. We talked about that on the podcast about how I'm now beefing with your new neighbor.
Yeah.
You sent me a few follow-up texts that week that shook me to my core. They alarmed me.
Yeah.
And so I need, if you want to tell that tale, and if there's any update since then, because I know for a fact people are there. There's a wreath on the door.
Since that text exchange like a week and a half ago, no update.
Okay.
But that update, the text exchange is key, because it must have been the day after you had your non-interaction with my new neighbor. I believe, as far as I know, it is a man and a woman, roughly our age.
Okay.
At least appeared to be. So you gave the wave. It was not returned. We gave benefit of the doubt, saying maybe that wasn't even them. It could be, I don't know, who knows, somebody picking up their mail or whatever. So the next day, I had a couple of things that I was doing outside. It was a nice day. We had a nice mild weather. So I was getting a couple of things like cleaned up and put away for the winter back in the shed in the backyard.
The last days that you're probably going to be able to do that.
Yeah, so I brought them out to out into the driveway. I hooked up my power washer. I was just spraying a couple things off before I store them away.
Sure.
And as I'm using the power washer, out of the corner of my eye, I see a car pull up in the driveway, in my neighbor's driveway. I look over. Guy looks over at me. Give the old wave.
Very nice.
Nothing.
So eye contact was made.
Oh yeah, eye contact was made. So he then walked up the pathway to the front door, which means if he's walking on his pathway, he's walking basically towards me. He's getting closer to me with every step. So he gets to the point just before he's going to turn to go up to the front door. At this point, I'm just standing there looking at him. And I give the, hey. And I believe I actually vocalized it. I think I said, hey. Nothing.
Wow.
He walked in the house. And I just stood there like...
What was the age range? Did you estimate?
I think he looks like he's about my age. Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he was a couple years younger, maybe a couple
Sure.
years older, but he roughly my age. And I was like, huh. Well, this is weird. 10 minutes later, he came back out the front door. I did it. At this point, I'm digging my heels in. This guy's going to wave to me or else.
Listen, whether this neighbor wants to be neighborly or not, he's going to be.
Guy ignored me again. So he ignored me 3 times in the span of 10 minutes. And so I went back inside after I was done out front, and I said to Annette, like, I don't think we're going to be friends with the new neighbors. She said, why? And I said, the guy just ignored me 3 times right in a row. I waved to him. I said hello. He didn't even acknowledge me. Like, he had to go out of his way to not make eye contact with me.
Right.
Now, I know that because of this podcast, I get a rap for being guy who wants to be friends with everybody.
Sure you do. Rightfully so.
Well, and in this case, I don't even, sure, if I found out that we had some common interests, great. We live right next to each other.
Yeah.
And I've said before, we're planning on living here a long time.
But you're steps away.
We are planning on being here until our kids are out of high school and into college, which is 20 years, basically.
But you are steps away from there being any type of relationship with this neighbor.
I don't need to be best friends with you.
Sure.
But I at least want, it's just common courtesy to acknowledge someone when they say hello to you. Even if it's somebody that, I don't know, there are plenty of neighbors, there are plenty of people that I see where it's, you just kind of acknowledge them. There's times when I'm walking into the grocery store and, you inadvertently make eye contact with somebody and you kind of give each other, the, how's it going nod. And I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to be best friends. But don't just ignore me like I'm not even here.
It's kind of stunning.
That's just rude. Even you, the person who doesn't want to be friends with anyone, really.
Right. If
you were standing outside and you're standing in your driveway and your neighbor across the street is in his driveway and it's obvious, you both know that the other one is there.
Yeah.
And you make eye contact. Hey, that's it.
Hell, I initiated it 3 weeks ago.
Look at you.
I didn't even have to do that with your new neighbor. I was just being friendly enough, and it was met with the same disregard that you, the resident of the house, got as well.
That's not on me, right?
No, God, no. Because at that point, you're not. It's not like you're being needy. It's not like you're at the end of the driveway, rolling your trash can back and forth, waiting for them to either come outside or something. You're not killing time. You happen to have this chance encounter, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with a cursory wave. I won't turn that down. I gave one to a neighbor of my own this week when I was pulling into my driveway.
You know what I'm going to do now?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to kill this person with kindness.
Oh, Jesus. Whew. My body reacted partway through that sentence.
Why? What do you mean?
And you finished it.
Huh?
Okay, so we're back on the cookie train then? Are we going to do a Christmas package before you leave?
When I was outside a few days ago, we had gotten a little bit of snow, probably 3 inches or so. So I got home from work. Later on, Annette got home from work, and Annette, she got home from running errands or something. She's not back to work yet, but she came in. Oh, she had walked the dogs and was walking up the driveway and slipped a little bit. She's like, "Yeah, I think we might need to run the snowblower." Because it wasn't enough where, no cars were getting stuck or anything.
Toss her the key and say, "Get to it."
Yeah. Here you go, woman.
Equality. Things.
So I said to her, yeah, I was going to do it. I just hadn't gotten to it yet. So I went out there and cleared the whole driveway, short driveway, so it takes me 15 minutes. And then I looked over. My neighbor's driveway is still, they hadn't even driven on it yet.
So fresh
Powder with, the little... a pile probably about a foot tall at the end of the driveway where the plow had gone through and dumped some snow off. And I thought, I'm going to snow blow their driveway.
Oh, no. What night was this?
Wednesday, maybe?
So it's been a few weeks. So you've mentally removed yourself from the shunning.
I haven't seen anyone over there since then,
right
since this
They're
incident.
obviously trying to be shut-ins at this point. It
Right.
appears.
Right. They're just going to live there. Like the next time we will see them is when the coroner is there to take their body out.
The
in
old
body bags.
meat wagon is backed up to the front door
because they're those people that didn't get out of their recliner for 5 years and have become part of it. So I thought, oh man, if I clear their driveway, they're going to know that it's like one of 6 people in the Zach.
Yeah. So, I mean, because what do you do at that point? Let's say if you came home tomorrow and you're, big snowfall and your driveway was cleared, would you go around to the houses around you and ask if they did it? Or how do you approach that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that I think I would.
Or do you
Well, I can already eliminate one because there's one like very elderly woman that lives across the street.
You don't think she's out with the old...
Pretty sure it's not her.
Steel snow shovel and just chucking them over her
Pretty
head?
confident it's not her.
How old is old, by the way? We're looking to move, you know.
Yeah, you are?
Yeah, I mean,
Looking to move into the Zach?
Yeah, we look at houses. I mean,
Really?
How
I didn't know this.
old is old, I guess.
You thinking you want to be part of the Zach?
No. I'll live on the Zach.
But not be part of it.
I will not be a part of the Zach. Me and your new neighbor will be best friends.
Okay.
Because,
you'll be best friends that never communicate?
Exactly. That's the only type of friendship I want. Okay, so you think you would go around? Because I think if you, and I haven't even asked if you did this. We'll get to that in a moment. I know the suspense is killing everybody. But I think you kind of have to leave maybe a little sticky note on the door that says, hey, Merry Christmas, your new neighbor. Right? If you did it.
If I were to come home and my driveway was cleared,
yeah,
my first instinct would be that it's the people right next door.
Mm-hmm.
But
they're moving.
Yeah, I mean, I'm friendly enough with them, and like they would know that. Oh, they have a new baby, so maybe they haven't gotten a chance. Maybe I'll help them out. I think I would though. I think I would at least knock and be like, hey. Did you snowblow my driveway? Thank you so much for that. That's incredible.
And then just get very accusatory for a second. Oh, did I ask you to do that?
Oh, so you think that's your snow to move? Oh, I didn't realize that all the snow that fell in the Zach is your snow.
I wonder what the county sheriff will think about whose snow that was.
Looks like a solid case of trespassing to me.
Because I think it. So let me ask you that. Did you do it? Did you snowblow the neighbor's driveway?
I didn't, and only because they pulled up.
Okay.
Like because I had run out of gas in the snowblower, but it was right as I finished, so I was up. I had it up at the top of the driveway, back into the garage, and I thought I could put some more gas in there and head back out, and at least clear like the big. The big ice wall at the bottom of the driveway. Because, if you don't clear that, if the plow comes through again, it's just going to compress and compress. And
just
then
gets worse.
Yeah. I didn't do it.
Man.
I didn't do it.
But is it on your radar?
It is.
So, like, the next big... So, Steve's there every morning checking the 10-day outlook on his phone, thinking, all right, there's going to be a big snow next week, Thursday night. If I get up early on Friday or if I get home...
See, the problem is I don't know, I don't know if they work, if they don't. I never see them come or go, and it's... So, how, there are plenty of... there are people, 2 or 3 houses down. I don't know them at all. I wave, and that's it. But I still know that, you somewhat know their schedule because you see them leave at the same time every day or come home at the same time every day. These people, they're a freaking mystery.
Man,
I don't know what's going on.
Has there been any further with any of the other neighbors? Now you had the young couple with the minivan and the young kids.
There has been a minor update on that, and it was a situation you were actually involved in. I said
I didn't do it.
Remember the day that we had the power outage?
Sure.
We were recording. We lost 40 minutes of an episode.
Yeah, and Nosy Susie came over and
Nosy Susie came over. Well, just the other day. Annette brought that up, and she said, hey, do you remember when she came over during, when the power went out? I was like, yeah. And Annette said, yeah, I feel really bad about that because that was that whole interaction was really awkward. And I was like, really? Like, I remember it. It didn't seem awkward at all. Like, it was just, she basically just came over, obviously already knowing that our power was out too, but it was just kind of like, power's out again, huh? This sucks. And I remember standing out there talking to her for a minute, and then she ended up going back to her house. That was the last interaction we had with her. And then it's like, it was really awkward. And I thought, all right, I must be the problem here, because to me, it was the most normal interaction ever.
Yeah. Did you ask her what stood out as awkward?
I think Annette felt bad because at that point she was like 9 months pregnant.
So didn't invite her in, maybe felt...
Yeah. So she was like not up for visitors or anything like that. So I don't know if that's what the woman, like, did she come over because she wanted us to say, like, come on in? I don't know. But yeah, it was weird that Annette brought that up, and I was like, all right, we got to win him back.
Oh, no. Oh, for God's sake.
We got to send him some cookies or something.
Delicious cookies, by the way. I have to give her, if I don't see her
those,
on the way out, give her my
those chocolate, the double chocolate, the dark chocolate.
An outstanding cookie, almost
good.
Like a brownie.
I know. It's a little mushy.
I was gone this week, or one of the days I was at work. One of our neighbors brought over cookies and their Christmas card to Katie when she was home. Garbage. Didn't touch them. Right in the can.
All right. So recently, you've been the recipient of 3 batches of cookies.
Yeah.
Where rank them?
Oh, it's not even close. Your wife's, those double chocolate.
Yep.
Monstrosities.
What are they called? Like chocolate. I forget what they are, but they're
just call them Chocolate Heaven going forward.
Chocolate Heaven.
Chocolate Heaven number 1. Your sister number 2.
You like them?
Your sisters were number 2. Whatever the hell those disgusting things were that my neighbors brought over.
Was it the garbage ones where you just go and you buy like a Pillsbury log and then you slice them off and stick them on a sheet?
I would have preferred that. Oh, for God's sake, Pillsbury does it right. You have my attention, Pillsbury. I would have preferred that. Other than whatever the hell these things were, like thinly sliced nuts on the top, like a pecan or an almond or something. Yeah. Ugh. I don't need nuts in my candy bars. I don't need nuts in my cookies. That is for sure. The closest thing to a nut I want in my cookie is a chocolate chip.
Not a nut?
Who the hell would pawn that off on a neighbor or anybody? That's like a sneak.
That's like a declaration of war.
There hasn't been a sneak attack this bad since Pearl Harbor.
Oh, boy. That might not be a good comparison.
My kitchen was the USS Arizona.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll let you go with this one. Care to elaborate?
So those cookies are gone. They didn't get touched. They got thrown right into the trash can. But, boy, Katie made some fantastic cookies last week as well, though. Listen.
You bring some over?
They did not last long. I'll say that. But, hey, we have Christmas cookies that I'll bring over.
Managed to share a few.
Family New Year's. Some Christmas cookies?
I guess if you want to give us leftovers.
No, we'll call them New Year's cookies. I'll do like
solstice cookies.
Solstice cookies. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no firm date. It's just,
well, I'll tell you right now, it's sitting at home right now, but that's when Evelyn's getting her Christmas present. I hope she's okay with the New Year's present that I have wrapped as of this morning. That is at home sitting waiting to be delivered from Reed. He picked it out and everything.
Oh, that's very nice of him. I can't thank him enough.
Yeah. Oh, man, but the ones that Annette made, ooh, top notch.
They're fantastic. They're good cookies. They're so good that they give me heartburn.
Why is it like we wait for Christmas time to make like all of the delicious sweets, right? Because then, like, I have some family members that when either at parties or get-togethers, you'll see just those little like Hershey's Kisses with an M&M, and they're like melted onto a pretzel. You ever had like those?
Oh yeah.
All of these things that should be year-round delights.
We have this cookie. The favorite cookie that I have that my mom makes, but only makes it at Christmas, is peanut blossoms, where it's a peanut butter. It's like a round peanut butter, your standard peanut butter cookie.
Okay.
But then there's a Hershey Kiss. Like after they come out of the oven, while they're still cooling, you put the Hershey Kiss right in the top of it.
Man.
And then it just that. I mean, that's everything. That's everything I need in a cookie and more.
And I get the idea that if you had it year-round, it wouldn't hold that magic in your heart.
Disagree.
You can't tell me I don't want that in June.
No, not at all. I mean, it's the greatest cookie I've ever eaten.
You and I,
That's half the reason I'm going home for Christmas.
You and I, we have a hard day out demoing that deck of yours in back.
Yep.
Let's call it April or May. You know, we're...
Oh, no, we're doing that. We're doing that in March. Getting that out of the way early.
Super busy.
It's happening.
What if it's like last March, which March here last year was one of the most depressing months ever.
My God. I remember it was like 4 degrees.
It was awful.
For like 3 or 4 days straight.
So we're out there, you and I, just sweating up a storm. We come inside. What if we want a chocolate heaven? What if we want a peanut blossom?
There's going to be chocolate heavens there. So is that your big demand for helping demo a deck?
God, no.
I'm there. Chocolate heaven?
I'm there no matter what.
Really?
Oh, absolutely. One, it's demo. Already
can't really screw it up that bad.
Yeah. It's and that's fun and easy enough. I mean, I'm in no matter what. I want to help build and tear down and build a deck. I am in. I am interested.
All right.
Okay. So but the chocolate heaven, like, that's a nice little bonus. But I feel like, and that's going to be like, those are Christmas thing. Well, no. Those now need to be a year-round delight for all of us.
Yeah. Why pigeonhole it as just a Christmas thing?
Absolutely. Steve, I don't think we can push this off any further. It's time for the 4th annual Steve and Kyle podcast, Cloak and Dagger, non-denominational winter solstice gift exchange for the staff. There it is. Sounds like the mighty themes of your youth.
Mm-hmm.
When you tried to download a song and you realized it wasn't the actual song, it was this.
Right.
But this is, outside of the Christmas wrap, this is the Steve and Kyle podcast solstice music for us.
This is We Wish You a Merry Solstice, like K-Mac or Kevin and the MacLeods.
So this is the fourth year we've done this?
I think so.
And the staff all gets together. Well, the rest of the staff, so you and I have to do this on air because, we're the on-air talent.
Right.
And names out of a hat, the old solstice gift exchange for the entire staff. I believe last year I had Billy. He was over in the payroll department.
Mm-hmm. I had Courtney.
Billy's no longer with us. Had to fire him.
Oh, I thought he was dead.
He was stealing.
It's just skimming off the top.
Skimming off the top. We couldn't stand to lose the toiletries he was stealing. No earthly way this company could be going through as much toilet paper as they were.
Yeah.
So
I had Courtney. She gave me a nice corncob pipe, from what I remember.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Still use it?
Yeah, every day. Using it right now.
So, Steve, we have the gift here for you. It looks like it was left on the table here.
Mm-hmm.
So this is to Steven.
Look at that, from a non-denominational gift giver. Oh, and look right over here. This is yours.
Oh. Ooh.
Yeah. So this one looks like about a shoebox size rectangular box, not quite as tall.
And the one I'm getting kind of excited. This is an envelope, Steve. It could be anything.
It could be
tickets.
Sure.
Big show coming up.
Now I'll have you know that
Super Bowl.
The person that drew you, they reached out to me. Said had some complications.
Asking who my favorite band is?
Not quite. Why don't we... Here, how would I open this?
Asking who my favorite sporting team is?
Sure, yeah.
as where my favorite high-end restaurant is.
So what do we got here?
Steve's opening his gift from his gift giver.
Oh, look at this.
Oh!
A beautiful 2-piece non-stick meatloaf pan.
Wow!
And boy, would you be surprised to know that the person that drew you reached out to me, nearly bought you a meatloaf pan.
Oh, wow!
They told me that.
And that's really... oh, man,
Look at this.
I kind of hope they did because I had a nice spot in my garbage can I needed to fill this week.
Not gonna lie, yesterday after the radio show, we went out for show lunch, as we do before vacations.
Mm-hmm.
Went to a local establishment. I had the meatloaf.
Oh, come on. And you're the youngest one there.
No. I'm the third oldest.
Third oldest on that staff?
Yeah.
Man. Really?
Look at this. So, Jesus. Dropped it on the floor.
Who's older than you, or who are you older than there?
I'm older than Joe by
Oh, okay, Joe. Yeah,
6
that makes
months,
sense.
and I'm older than Kelly by a couple of years. Actually,
Who?
no. The girl.
I know where the Free Beer and Hot Wing show.
Yeah.
There's a girl now.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus. No wonder I stopped tuning in. That's awful.
So here we go. Look at the beautiful 2-piece. It's a shallow meatloaf pan,
Oh, wow.
and then it fits into a deeper pan where the drippings go.
Look at that. So you got even a drain pan.
Beautiful. Thank you to my
Now, how does that-
solstice giver.
How does that fit in your loaf pan collection?
That fits in pretty well.
It's going to go right next to
it's going to fit in beautifully.
Oh, man.
And
Going to make maybe a Christmas loaf? For
just possibly a New Year's loaf.
Oh, God. I'm busy. There's... I know.
We're going to have New Year's meatloaf,
Uh-huh.
medium rare steak,
Oh, boy. Shrimp.
and shrimp.
All right, so I got to eat before I come over.
You're going to come in with a bag of McDonald's?
Yeah, I'm going to have a...
Make a beeline, just cut into the bathroom, stuff your face.
All right, so now what I hold is a shirt. I mean, I've got a feel for it.
Yeah? What are you thinking?
I think it's like opening day Detroit Tigers tickets.
Oh. Okay, yeah. That could definitely be purchased on Amazon.
I believe I may have cut you off, so I apologize. Though you said that my gift giver reached out to you.
They did. They said that despite. Oh, I'll let you know once it's open.
Opening these again, it's got to be like a big event.
Maybe like the Daytona 500 or something.
Is this a flight to Boston to go to the Bull and Finch?
Oh.
It's like it's solid looking through the paper. That is Whoa! Whoa! Hang on. Hold the phone, everybody. You brought Larry Ferrari back from the dead?
Not quite. If you see the note at the bottom.
Larry Ferrari plays the music you love. The CD! Well, that's just outstanding.
So, yeah, in speaking to your solstice gift giver, he or she said that despite ordering it via Amazon Prime on Monday, it is now Saturday.
Yeah, we're recording on Saturday.
It should be here by next Friday.
So right around the corner. Prime.
Yeah.
2-day shipping,
2-day
right?
shipping, Monday to the following Thursday or Friday.
Larry Ferrari, and look at that heartbreaker.
Uh-huh.
Look at
Look at that stupid rug.
Look at that hunk of man.
So unfortunately for you, you won't get to spend the holidays with the crooner, Mr. Ferrari himself.
He is now it's not the Christmas album that I'm sure he released.
Oh, sure.
This is so I'll be able to listen to this all the year long.
Yeah.
That's the gift that keeps on giving.
Pretty nice, though.
Man, oh man. Well, thank you to my gift giver. You know me so well. Thank you. Thank you, staff member, and apologies. I mean, I can't just the shipping issues must just be eating at you.
Boy, they are. They sure are eating at that staff member.
probably just crazy upset, wondering why they pay such a substantial fee for that free shipping.
Especially when you click on it and it says that there are many in stock, that it's Prime.
Well, I don't think they're running out of stock. Let me say that.
Well, let me just tell you that this staff member then went back to the same page today, and it said it is currently unavailable.
Well, maybe this has something to do with it.
That staff member seems to think that the stock level may have been 1.
Or they thought 1, turns out 0, and they're trying to dig up the corpse of Ferrari to have him play some new tunes.
But regardless,
wow.
Hopefully you'll be in possession of that and we can play it on New Year's Eve.
What a happy solstice for everybody. Another excellent gift exchange here for the staff of the Steve and Kyle podcast.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, a beautiful time of year.
Plays the music. What do you think the music you love is?
Well, it's no doubt.
Is it going to be all the organ hits that we know and love?
I wonder if it's if they're covers
of other organ hits. I don't think Ferrari's singing. Now I'm looking. I just googled Larry Ferrari Christmas. He has a Christmas album.
Really? Is it on Amazon?
Let me look. See if yep. There's the Amazon.
I mean, this person will cancel it.
I don't want it. At this point, it would be sitting in my car until next year when I can then again listen to Christmas music. This time with Larry Ferrari. Let me see what the Christmas with Larry Ferrari track listing is. If they have that, because man,
I can pull up the 1983 Larry Ferrari Christmas Special Part 1, if you'd like, on video.
Nope.
Oh boy! Hey, audio CD from $39.99.
Whoa, that's a collectible.
Not a chance.
No, thank you.
No, it's a beautiful cover though. It's got a poinsettia on the front.
Looks like a poinsettia taken on a disposable camera that they then went to the local drugstore to have developed and used as the cover.
Looks as though somebody wrote a blog post.
Oh,
about it's called a Christmas Yule blog, and where they review "I Wish You the Merriest," the Christmas album from Larry Ferrari. No, we're not doing this. We're not falling into Ferrari discussion.
Well, let me read you the first review for Larry Ferrari plays the music you love.
We got
Larry Ferrari brings back memories. 4 stars. My mother remembers listening to Larry Ferrari on the television. Was in black and white TV at that time. Either way, she likes the music, but says it's not her favorite.
Wow, real bummer if you gave your mom a Ferrari CD and that's what she said.
And well, first of all, the mother getting a Ferrari CD is probably like, really?
So her review is essentially, I remember this.
It's like giving someone tickets, or not even tickets because it's still live music, but yeah, it's like, hey, Mom, what's your 20th favorite folk band? I'm going to get you an old record of theirs. It just doesn't make sense, you know?
Yeah.
Well, either way, Steve, a happy solstice to you and yours.
Happy solstice to you and yours
gift
as
exchange complete.
Another rousing success here. Looking forward already to the 5th annual Steve and Kyle podcast Cloak and Dagger non-denominational winter solstice gift exchange. Next year, I think we're going to put some new rules and regulations into effect. Rule number 1, we're not going to ask people to tell us when the gifts have been shipped because we realized later that A, don't care, and B, even if we did care, and I'm kidding, we do care. We hope that everyone sends out the gift that they were assigned to send out, but if it doesn't arrive, there's nothing that we can do about it.
Right.
So
it is what it is. I'm not traveling to wherever somebody ordered this gift from.
If we hear from somebody saying that they didn't get their gift, we'll then reach out to you.
Yeah, then we'll start putting boots to rear ends if you haven't even sent out a gift or haven't communicated with.
I saw that I saw Nikki got a beautiful print of Radioville. It looks very nice.
Nope.
Nikki did not get a beautiful print of Radioville.
That is nope.
Did I ruin it?
I believe that's something she's ordering for somebody else.
Well, they don't know that she is sending it to them.
Could have gotten it from anybody.
Could have come from anybody. That's the beauty of the solstice. Sorry, Nikki.
Speaking of ruining things, you should tune in next week. Again, a reminder. The Steve and Kyle podcast will not be on hiatus next week.
In fact, you'll be getting 2 episodes next week. You'll get one on the 31st and then the 3rd, I guess?
Yeah, I believe January. Yeah.
31st.
I think Friday probably is a fair time. Yeah.
And then we'll be back with a brand new episode the following week. But thanks for all of the suggestions. I think we got a couple suggestions on what we should put on the year in review, so we've included them. But yeah, there were just a few that we didn't want to split up. We didn't want to not include them because it was such a huge point of the entire year. Like our trip to Van Wert. We couldn't not put it on there just because it was a half hour long. So that's going to be on one of the episodes, and a bunch of other stuff is going to be on there. But this is our last live episode for 2019, right?
This is it, man. Yeah, this is it. Next week, you'll tune in. You'll hear the soothing sounds of the fire as we take you down memory lane.
Can you believe that the next time we record a live episode or an episode like on our regular schedule, it will be the 5th calendar year that we have recorded a podcast? Because we did 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Unless
it all falls apart in the next,
ladies and gentlemen,
10 days or so.
It has been a good run. Maybe we'll see you around the calendar.